Tell me one thing that no one knows about you.
I'm actually really scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I think sometimes people perceive me as this adventurer and, I'm always riding everywhere and hiking everywhere and then I'm climbing this mountain and that mountain. But I'm actually doing it to get over my fears of things. Here in this valley, we're surrounded by mountains. And so the sun actually sets quite early. And when I go cycling in the afternoon, it's like chasing the light, chasing the sun. Can I get out of the shadows and get to that sunspot over there? Maybe that's kind of almost a metaphor for my life as well. Always like chasing the sun. Or maybe it's running away from the shadows. Shadow and light. There's always two sides to every aspect of our lives. But if you're gonna focus only on the one, the other one it's gonna lose meaning. If you only have joy in your life, how intense are you gonna experience that joy if you've never experienced sorrow? There's been lots of loss in my life. Lost love, loss of a parent, loss of jobs, loss of friends. But I think the biggest shadow is probably my own thoughts. I can be really kind to other people, or I hope so. I try to be a good person. But I don't think I'm always kind to myself.
Why not?
That's... I think self-doubt. I think... don't know why I'm getting all emotional now. I always have solutions for other people. I can see them clearly, but it's like I can't turn these glasses on my own life and put everything in focus always. I don't trust myself. I don't trust my own abilities. You internalize things that other people do and say. Thoughts of, oh, but people think this of me and people think this of me and I'm not this, I'm not that. In the end, you're your own worst enemy. My brother, I love him to bits, and he told me the other day, there are 3 givens in life. Everything changes, life sucks, and it's not about you. People have certain reactions, and the reaction is not about you. It's about their idea of life. So why am I fretting so much? Why am I over-analyzing things? There's an Afrikaans word that says vroeg. Kom vroeg ek so. And even the sound of it, vroeg. It's a little guttural, it comes from within, and that's how I sit with these emotions sometimes. I'm like, just get over yourself. Start every day as a new day. You've got a new chance today. Start again, try again, and if you don't get it right, we start again tomorrow. I think loving oneself is absolutely a process. It's probably one of the hardest relationships for me, and I'm not really known for having, a lot of success in that department. So maybe that's the reason why. Maybe I should just learn loving myself to start off with. I'm quite a positive person, and I love life, but I'm also quite an avid news reader. So I'm not naive. I know that there's lots of bad things happening in life. In a probably very bizarre way, it's how it creates gratitude because I know that I'm so lucky. What I have, where I live, there's so much to be grateful for. Of course, I do get upset about injustice in the world, and I can get really worked up about it. But then when you start talking to people in the street, you also realize that the news is also not life. That's not the only reality, that's a reality. And we are only bombarded with the bad news, the scandals, all of those. And I think it's important to always know that that's not all there is to life. In the end, this life is just actually really beautiful. This world we live in is beautiful. In amongst all the chaos and all the pollution and everything that man has created that makes it chaotic, you will always find beauty somewhere. We just need to look really carefully and breathe and maybe look up, and also within people, just look carefully and look for the story, look for the truth there. People are actually much kinder than we give them credit for. Yeah, that makes me smile. Every day I'm a little bit less scared. A little bit less scared of life and more running towards the light rather than running away from the shadows.
Thanks to all of you who helped make this film possible. All of our films are totally crowdfunded. So if you'd like to continue to support us on our journey, check out our Green Renaissance page on Patreon.